Don't want you in my bloodline. Just wanna have a good time. Yeah. Mic check. Yo, what is good, Tristan's Interest fam? So it is finally here. People have really wanted me to react to this, and it is finally time. So we're gonna be checking out the music video to Ariana Grande's Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is, of course I've listened to the whole album. The whole album is an absolute bop, but I'm gonna sort of be talking about her general music direction and her album, and also reacting to the music video itself. But before we do get started on that, be sure to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I think we're also gonna react to the behind the scenes video because that just came out as well, and I'm curious. I have not seen this. I have, of course, heard the song, but I tried to only listen to it once so I could like really have a good authentic reaction to this. But it's hard because like literally everybody is covering this song right now, and literally the only people I follow on social media are cover singers. So I did my best, but let's just jump into this video. You can tell she's in LA because you cannot see 2 feet in front of you with all the pollution. Oh! Okay, this sounds okay. So I did listen to this once before, but I did not listen to it with like good quality earbuds, and this is like, just the production on this is so crisp.
You got me some type of way. Ain't used to feeling this way. I do not know what to say. Yeah. But I know I shouldn't think about it. So one fucking look at your face. Now I wanna know how you taste. Usually don't give it away. Yeah. But you
the yeah, it's okay. I didn't notice that before. So this note right here, ain't fair, is actually something called a blue note, and it's, I really want to put this into like, I really want to make this concept as simplistic and easy to understand as possible for you all. And a blue note comes from the blues when they used to bend certain notes in the scale to kind of give them a like sad quality. So it's interesting to hear that note here. Dun dun, ain't fair.
break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, 'cause I'm bored. You can hit it in the morning. Yeah, like it's yours. I know it ain't right, but I don't care. Yeah. Break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, 'cause I'm bored.
Some threesome shit going on. So one thing I really like about her new direction and her new music is her voice is maturing a lot, and I think it's really, really cool. Not only her voice, but her music as well. The Kids Bop era of Ariana Grande is over. I'm making a joke out of it, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible, but she's clearly growing up. The type of music that she's writing is aging with her. I think she's probably also having a lot more creative direction in the music that she writes, and it really comes through and it really shows. And this is my favorite album so far from her, like by far. It's not the most vocally demanding album, but the tone of her voice, in my opinion, is the best that it's ever sounded. Let's say pre-Sweetener, her vocals have always been amazing. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Her vocals have always been amazing, but she's always sort of been trying to darken her sound a little bit, and now I think she has finally sort of like found it and really actually darkened it, and it doesn't sound like she's trying to darken it. Do you know what I'm saying?
This shit always happened to me. Why can't we just play for keeps? Practically.
Like, I feel like she's finally, as weird as this sounds, because like she's such an amazing singer, but singers are always like evolving and progressing, but I feel like in this album she has like kind of like finally found her voice. I've noticed that she's been experimenting with all different types of sounds and voices as the years have gone by. She started out with that like light musical theater-y sort of a sound, and then wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic, but it wasn't always like coming through for her. But now I think it's like fully realized, and her voice sounds mature and full, and it doesn't sound like it's fake or put on in any sort of a way, which is a criticism that she has actually gotten a lot over the years, and I think that criticism will start to die down a little bit now.
Yeah. Acting on innocent, please. When I know you are thinking about it.
note.
Break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, yeah, 'cause I'm bored. You could hit it in the morning. Yeah, yeah, like it's yours. I know it ain't right, but I don't care. Break up with your girlfriend.
So by the way, when I said earlier that this isn't like her most vocally demanding album, think that I always look at artists in the scope of like, what are they trying to do? Where are they trying to go with this? And I think, and I could be completely wrong about this, like completely wrong, but first of all, part of it is that she wants to create a different aesthetic. She wants more of a vibey aesthetic as opposed to like a, oh, look at me, I'm the singer aesthetic. But I do also think that whether unconsciously or not, because she's working on her tone and it really shows. And I think like it's going to be amazing seeing her as she progresses and goes forward and uses this tone and carries this up, carries the extra weight from this tone up into her voice. I think that's going to be super interesting to watch and see how that works out. Or maybe, by the way, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she goes on and then she decides to go back to sort of the lighter style that she was doing before. And who knows? It's perfectly fine. But I do think that this album is serving as a stepping stone towards something even bigger, if that makes sense. Like vocally, that is. And by the that's not shade. I think some people are going to mistake what I'm saying for shade or hate because it's absolutely not. I'm really just trying to comment on how I perceive her developing as an artist. And of course, she is amazing and, in my opinion, not only the most relevant pop singer right now and probably for a while, but she's also definitely one of the most vocally talented as well. And versatile.
Cause I want you, say I'm tripping if you feel like, but you without me ain't right. You could call me crazy cause I want you and I never fucking met you. Say I'm tripping and it ain't right.
She's dripping. Wait, what does she mean by dripping though? Does she mean like in gold or in ice or? That's what she means, right, Queen Cat? Okay, I'm into that. Let's check out this behind the scenes video. I love you.
I love you. We're behind the scenes of my music video for a song called Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Anyway, directed by Alex Davis.
Her voice is also just noticeably more mature, just her speaking voice, than it used to be. Like, I mean, of course, because she's aged and puberty and all of that. But what's interesting is when people are trying to change their vocal technique around a little bit and maybe either darken their sound or lighten their sound. I talk to students about this all the time. I suggest that students who are trying to move in a particular direction with their voice also move their speaking voice in that direction, because how you're using your voice day to day is going to affect how you sing, whether you like it or not.
Actually vocal produced some of it, which is exciting. I learned so much, like, about myself, about the world, about music.
So much different. So right here, when she's singing at her lightest, of course her speaking voice is also at her lightest. It just makes sense.
A song called Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Anyway, directed.
So here she's like, anyway. And then before she would have been like, anyway. So that's super interesting to hear. And it's something that you're going to notice with almost every single singer out there. Like Bruno Mars, for example, he sings the exact same way that he talks.
Oh, this is so beautiful. I just want to hang out with my new Billboard friends.
Justin Bieber does it. Most singers do it. There are some exceptions to that. But generally, if there's something that you want to try and change with your voice, it's a good idea to also slightly start moving your speaking voice towards that direction. But just be careful with it, because if you change too many things too quickly, you can potentially run into some vocal problems or like some weird sort of personality issues. Like when you start changing the way that you speak, you feel like a different person. And so that can kind of fuck with your head a little bit. So it's something to be careful of, both psychologically and physiologically, because changing the way that you speak can be taxing on your voice if you're not doing it the right way. So these are just things to be aware of. Anyway, I do think that that's interesting, that listening to her speaking voice like that and in these, like the progression of it and how it's changed over time along with her singing voice, I think it's cool because it just further solidifies my point and my opinion. Anyway, hopefully you guys like this video. If you did like this video, be sure that you subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload videos, because I'm going to be uploading more videos like this. And until next time, Tristans and Tris fam, peace.